So the Lakers so far this season have been slightly disappointing, in large part due to Darvin Ham, in my opinion, and somehow it just got worse. As D'Angelo Russell sat down with ESPN, gave us some very interesting quotes about struggling to build a relationship with his head coach due to ex-teammate Dennis Schroder. Twitter did a little bit more digging that made it even more monumentally worse. And now you have to beg the question, will Darvin Ham keep his job moving forward? Because it certainly doesn't seem so. D'Angelo Russell knew Ham and Schroder's history went back nearly a decade to their time together with the Atlanta Hawks, where Ham was an assistant coach. Russell, meanwhile, had been around Ham for only 2 months. His relationship with Darvin is the reason why I couldn't have a relationship with Darvin, Russell said. When I struggled, I would have been able to come to the coach and say, bro, this is what we should do. Like, I can help you. Instead, there was no dialogue, and I just accepted. We got swept. I'm here. He's not. And I like our chances. Now, this is very interesting, and the reason for this is because as someone who watched the Lakers very meticulously and also someone who is an active participant in the Lakers community, this right here honestly isn't a surprise. All year last season, we were constantly trying to figure out, bro, why is Dennis Schroder getting so much PT? It made no sense. It was a running joke. We were like, yo, this man must have like dirt on Darvin Ham. He must have naked photos or something, because it didn't make any sense why Dennis Schroder was receiving the type of playing time that he was. Mind you, Schroder, outside of his last few years in Atlanta, was more or less a journeyman, constantly coming on and off the bench, solid player, nice rotation piece, but the type of minutes and commitment and trust that Darvin Ham had in Dennis Schroder really didn't seem justifiable. The fact that now D'Lo is reassuring that is actually pretty concerning, and it's crazy how spot on a lot of Laker fans have been. And for the people out there who think that we're just reading too much into it, that their relationship isn't as deep as a lot of people make it out to be, no, because there's even more quotes that really start to reveal the type of relationship that Schroder and Coach Ham had last season. Ham handled Schroder's bombastic trade request with a laugh and an arm around his shoulder. Even though he was a young assistant, Ham had seen ups and downs in his time as an NBA player. He had gone through a few himself and told the young guard, sometimes you gotta just stick with it through the years. I told him, sometimes you gotta just stick through the bullshit to get to the good shit. The conversation over chicken noodle soup was the foundation to keep Schroder and Hams connected across the coast and throughout their careers in the NBA. In Atlanta, the two grew their personal relationships too. As past colleagues have learned, the fastest way to get to Ham's heart is a good set of wheels. This seemed to be true throughout Ham's family. His son Dominique noticed that Schroder drove a sleek black Lamborghini and mentioned to his father that it would be a great ride to take to North Atlanta Prom High School. Look at that, look at that pic. So you know what, he got it. His son got it. W coach, man. That's a great coach. That's an amazing coach. Great relationship on and off the floor. And I believe that. But you sitting here playing favoritism doesn't make any sense whatsoever when you have another player on the team that played really, really well for you all throughout the end of last season and even entering into the playoffs. He went away from D'Angelo Russell and benched him, which really started this conversation about D'Lo's value on the team. It then brought up conversations about his contract throughout the offseason, even his value at the trading deadline, especially when in the middle of this season, he benched D'Lo again. And everything has really just been up and down for D'Angelo Russell, which is very odd because as you can clearly see when it came to Dennis Schroder, he said you just got to stick through it. You got to stick through it. But when it came to D'Lo, I mean, he was just go on the bench, just go on the bench, just go on the bench, just go on the bench. Just very odd because as a Laker fan, I can tell you, it's pretty obvious that Darvin Ham plays favoritism. And it doesn't just feel like with D'Lo and Schroder, also another player as well. There's a perception that Darvin Ham shows favoritism towards players he's worked with before. These players are reportedly given more leeway to make mistakes without it affecting their playing time or role on the team. Interesting. And as you see connected to this tweet is a picture of Taurean Prince. Now, the reason why that's interesting is two things. A, yes, it is true. Darvin Ham used to also coach Taurean Prince out in Atlanta. Trust me, as an Atlanta native, I saw those years and it's pretty disgusting. Back in, I want to say, what year is this? Back in 2018, yes, Darvin Ham was still on the team and so was Taurean Prince, who was out here in Atlanta. And so they also have a relationship together, a previous one. So do you think that he's been receiving some favoritism? Of course he has. Mind you, Taurean Prince, as a Laker fan, when we acquired him, I was like, oh, that's a really good pickup. Somebody come off the bench, give us quality minutes, solid bench defender, three-point shooter. Okay, I like that. But for the Lakers, however, he was starting, not only starting, receiving the most amount of minutes he had ever received as a player since, you guessed it, his years in Atlanta, when Darvin Ham was an assistant head coach. Also, just another quick factoid, as Laker fans found this out on Twitter, when Prince plays fewer than basically 24 minutes or 25 minutes, the Lakers are 16-3. The Lakers have only lost 3 games when Prince plays fewer than 25 minutes. He averages 28 for the season. Another thing that's very interesting is, while I was watching the Lakers this season, I'm like, man, not only is Taurean Prince receiving a lot of minutes, but he's also receiving a lot of on-ball reps and responsibility for a player who has never really been this type of player at all. And as I watched it even further, I started to notice, these sets that we're running look oddly familiar to another team that I've been studying pretty closely over the past couple years, and that's the Milwaukee Bucks. You know what's so funny? A team that Darvin Ham used to also assistant coach for was the Milwaukee Bucks when Budenholzer was there. Now, if you join me on playback.tv/low, this is something that we joked about routinely. Didn't really have the pieces together. It was just something that we noticed, and I just thought maybe we're just tripping. It does look kind of funny, some of these sets that these players are being misutilized in, but I moved on. I didn't really think about it. And then I did my research, and unfortunately, I was right.
I've been told by people close to that situation that he considers, like, because he likes to find analogs to that Bucks team that he was an assistant coach on when they won the championship. And his analog with Taurean Prince is Chris Middleton.
Never mind, fire him. I forget everything I just said.
This isn't me. This isn't me like speculating anymore. No, I was joking about this with Jovan last night. I was like, dude, you'll never believe what I heard. And I said it on the air, and I have to repeat it now because I can't believe it's something that I've been told. But anyway, like,
do you think AD is their Brook Lopez?
He plays a lot of drop.
Oh God. Oh.
Now, they joked about the whole, they play a lot of drop. However, I thought about it to myself and I said, AD did just say in a recent interview that, man, I really wish my head coaches really trusted me more defensively. I can do a lot more than just, this one playing style. I can switch. I can blow up a lot of plays. I wish my coaches would trust me way more.
Gifted athlete right there. So I can't explain that.
And it's a lot of times where I feel like a lot of coaches don't trust my defensive say so in a lot of schemes. Like, I feel like pick and roll should always just be 2-on-2
for sure.
Like, with me in it,
yes,
I can do both, bro. I can stop the guard from coming off the shoot, and if he thought I can get back,
facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so special of a player defensively that it fucks teams up.
Facts.
But you have to just trust. Like, if I say let's do this, just let's do it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And it allows the two players playing pick and roll to play, and now you don't have to worry about helping and you getting
burned on
threes or back cuts and all. Like, you don't have to worry about that. And that's all we did. Like, in New Orleans, it was just like, hey, 2-on-2.
And if that wasn't enough, let's not forget the report. We're at the trading deadline when the Los Angeles Lakers were looking to move players. Do you know who Darvin Ham came to bat for? Not Austin Reeves, not D'Lo, not Rui. He said, no. Don't trade Taurean Prince. I promise we'll figure it out. I believe, I don't have no inside evidence of this. I don't have any type of knowledge, but I believe what ended up happening was this. Darvin, he told them, no, please don't trade Taurean Prince. Please don't. And then the front office said, you know what? We won't trade him, but you have to put him on the bench. Fair. I'll do it. Because since the deadline, Prince has been coming off the bench. Both D'Lo and Reeves are back into the starting lineup, and the Lakers have started either Vando or Rui, depending on who's available. And you wouldn't guess. You wouldn't even guess what has been the difference? What has been the response? What has been the outcome or the results of said changes being made? The Lakers look significantly better. Since Prince is coming off the bench since February 3rd, D'Angelo Russell is averaging 20 points, 6 assists, nearly 4 rebounds, shooting splits of 47, 43, 82. Austin Reeves, he has been posting up 17 points, 6.5 assists, nearly 5 rebounds, shooting splits of 52, 45, 85. Rui, since that time frame, is giving you 15 points, 4 rebounds and assists, shooting splits of 58, 44, only 55% from the free throw line. So Rui do a little bit better there. But as you can clearly see, these players are all playing great. Now, as a team, the Lakers are tied for around the 3rd or 4th most wins in that same time frame. They have the 3rd best offense in the NBA, but it doesn't stop there. If you look at practically every major lineup that the Lakers have ran throughout the year, almost all of them that consist of Prince receiving major minutes playing alongside the starters, they're either a net rating that is breaking even or it's a negative net rating. But the lineup that the Lakers have been running recently of D'Lo, Reeves, Rui, AD, LeBron, that has a positive net rating. Matter of fact, if you just remove Rui and put Vando there, that's easily the best lineup that we've ran all season long. And what makes things even more frustrating and why this is all interesting is because that's basically the lineup that led the Lakers to the conference finals last year. That's why Darvin Ham needs to go. He needs to lose his job. I'm not even really a huge advocate of people losing their job and being this loud about it, but enough is enough. This is a man that has the answers, who has a lineup that actually has worked for us, not only last year, but even this year. And for more than half of the season, he was forcing things that didn't need to be forced. The same way he did last year with Dennis Schroder, he's doing now with Taurean Prince. And make things even worse, he's giving Prince minutes and responsibilities that could mimic Chris Middleton? What are you doing? No, seriously, what are you doing? So he has to go. Darvin has to go. The simple fact that you are willing to give so much opportunity to Prince and Schroder last season, but sitting here and making D'Lo figure it out on his own with no dialogue, no communication of what you need and expect out of him from a player-coach relationship, but you're sitting here going over and beyond for other players? We know your track record. You've been nasty with Schroder off the court, having your son basically ride around in his Lambo. But you can't talk ball with D'Lo? I've never, ever, 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 ever seen a coach have all of the answers on success and deviate from it because he wants to play favoritism. And not just with the star player or even the second best player, the third or the fourth best player. He's playing favoritism with a bench player. So if you want more information about all this, I did do a video about the Lakers and why they're losing on my main channel. Go check it out. And I talked about Darvin Ham there. But if not, as always, for more daily NBA content, make sure you follow me here, hit the subscribe button, notification bell. And until next time, I'll see you all later. Peace.